I'm going to help you move away from shared hosting. We're going to get a VPS server and we're going to do this right. If you're just running a simple website, shared hosting might be okay. If you want to get serious about speed, security, and functionality, then you need to move over to a VPS server. And also the prices on VPS servers are so good that it almost doesn't make any sense. I've used Hostinger in the past and I've recommended them for a lot of people. I've worked with clients. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but I used to do web design when I was living in New York City to make ends meet. Just whatever I could, web design, photography, and a lot of times all that went together. So to make it easy for people who are moving over from, shared hosting, I'm going to show you some options with VPS that also come with a panel that's very similar to cPanel. I mean, you can get cPanel if you want to pay extra for it, but there are free options available. I'm going to give you an overview of the VPS area here on Hostinger. Then we're going to try out 2 different panels at different levels of nerdiness, so you can pick the one that you like the best. They're super easy to install. I'll put timestamps for all of this, so if you just want to know how to do one certain thing, you can just click on that and watch that part of the video. First off, let's get started and take a look at what Hostinger has to offer. So when they messaged me and said, hey, do you want to do a sponsored video just showing people our VPS services? I looked at everything they had. Looked at the fact that they use AMD Epyc CPUs, they use NVME for the storage, and then you get free backups and you can make snapshots anytime and then download them. That goes above and beyond what most do. Then I looked at the prices and I thought, okay, this is pretty fair. So yes, I will do a video. Now, one thing that's cool is, if you don't need a server right now or you're not looking for a server, maybe you'll learn something anyway, because a lot of the things I'm going to talk about in this video will work on other Linux servers. So if you have a home server or something you're tinkering with, go ahead and watch. And then when you're ready, if you ever do need a hosting plan, you can come back and look at this and maybe take advantage of the coupon code that we have, because we do have a 10% off coupon code. So let's hop over to Hostinger's website and take a look around. So when you first come to their webpage, you'll see that, you can just get an easy plan going right here. And for a lot of people, this is good. You got your panel, you got your websites, you got your domain, but if you want root access and you want to get really nerdy, click on hosting over here and go down to VPS hosting. Now, VPS hosting can do just about anything. It maybe requires a little bit more knowledge, but it's not that difficult, especially now that we have lots and lots of resources online to help you. I decided to go with the KVM2 plan because it's only $6.99 a month for 2 cores, 8 gigabytes RAM, that's a lot of RAM, 100 gigabytes of space, and 8 terabytes of bandwidth. If you're only running a few websites or running a couple servers or whatever, you might be just fine with 1 CPU core, but look at the application that you want to use and see what it recommends. Now I want you to note down here on the bottom, it's $6.99 a month for the first year, and then when it renews, it'll be $10.99 a month. And I've seen lots of plans out there that do this. I like the fact that you get the introductory price, and when it goes up in price, it doesn't triple or whatever. They're not trying to bait and switch you, they're just giving you an introductory deal. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this plan right here. And then if you scroll down, you can create an account or whatever. I've already got one, so we'll just do this. Put in the coupon code Syndicate, all caps. All this is in the description, by the way. And then you see here, this is the price for 2 years. Hit apply. Awesome. So we got our 10% off. So be sure to say thanks to Hostinger for hooking up the viewers of the channel here. So after you finish paying and everything, I'm not going to go through all this because I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You know how to pay for things, right? Now, above and beyond all that, they do have game servers as well. So if you're someone who watches this channel, I see a lot of people in the comments like, hey, would this make a good Minecraft server? Well, this would make a good Minecraft server or Counter-Strike server or whatever. And you don't have to worry about having too much knowledge of the command line. And another thing that's nice is they do have DDoS protection built into all of this. So if you're worried about someone trying to spam your server or whatever, well, you don't have to. You're going to be greeted with this page, and it just says, all right, pending setup right here, KVM2. So let's go through the setup process. I wanted to do this the first time with you. Maybe I know a little more than some people, but a lot of people know more than me. So this will be an idea of what it's like to go through the setup process. We'll see how easy it is. So let's start now, and we're going to pick the location. I'm going to pick the one that's closest to me or closest to whatever I'm trying to do. All right, so the closest to me is Phoenix, and Phoenix runs on 100% renewable. It better, because there is so much sunlight there. Now is the fun part. We get to pick our flavor of Linux. A lot of times if you have an application, like if you're trying to run, I don't know, Discourse or something, it'll say, we want you to use Ubuntu. Now you might be able to get by with using Debian, but it's going to be a headache, so just use what the application tells you to use. Most of the things that I work with generally work on Debian, but there's another option here that's interesting. So we have all of this, right? And you can grab your favorite flavor of Linux. Well, there's other things you can do. You can do an OS with the panel. Now, this is like Cyberpanel. It's very similar to like cPanel. You can get cPanel, but you got to pay for a license. So if you want to get like a free panel that allows you to create databases and do all that, you can just grab one of these. But then there's another thing we can do. We can install an application. So what this does is it installs a version of Ubuntu, and then instead of having to like figure out how to install Docker or Ghost, which is a blogging platform, or maybe MediaWiki if you need a wiki, instead of having to figure out how to install that, it installs all that for you, and you don't have to worry about it. So in this video, we're focusing on the panels. Now I'm going to install 2 different ones here, and this one's a little bit nerdier, has some paid features, but you can use it 100% without the paid features, and it works great. And then we have Cloudpanel, which is extremely easy, maybe a little easier, still pretty powerful, and you can do a lot of the stuff, but Cyberpanel has more options and is a bit nerdier. So depending on your needs, you can pick either one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and click Change OS right here. Go ahead and hit Next. So put in a password right here that you're not going to forget and write it down somewhere. I like to generate a password here because it'll check all their boxes, and then we can just copy this, keep it secret, keep it safe. All right, confirm, there we go. Now we wait. Should take about 3 or 4 minutes. All right, it's finished. So all we need to do now is click on Overview. First thing you want to do, see this IP address right here? This stays the same regardless of your operating system, which is amazing. Now I've already been tinkering around, so you'll see I have a current operating system. You won't have this yet, but that's fine. Just go ahead and copy that. And then you need to log in to wherever your DNS provider is. So I'm using Cloudflare. We need to go ahead and add a new record. So click here to add a record, and I want to make sure that that's my Hostinger IP address, and then I'll just say @ So that's going to point my domain name to the Hostinger IP address. That's all we need to do. And you can do this for all the domains and subdomains. So you have created wiki. If you just want like something else like storage, paste that there and you'll have storage. So just go ahead and set all that up right now. It'll be easier in the long run just to have all your stuff pointing at the right spot. It takes a minute to update too, so go ahead and get that finished. And then you'll see we have panel access right up here in the middle. So click on that. If you need to reset your password, you can do that here, but just click here to log into the panel. The first time you do it, it's going to be like, security risk. Just hit advanced and accept the risk. It may be different. I'm using Firefox because that's more secure. All right, put in that password, press enter. And now I'm going to give you a quick tour of Cyberpanel, and then we're going to make a website or two. So when you first log in, you just have a bunch of buttons that take you to all the stuff you need the most. Kind of works. One SSL? Go ahead, assign it. Websites, users, whatever. I'll go down the sidebar here. So users, you can set up multiple different users, which is great if you have a team. And then you can give them all different levels of access. Different users can own different websites. Then you have WordPress right here, which right now is a premium feature, but we don't really need it. We can do it all from within websites. So yeah. Docker apps is new. You can create different Docker containers and then deploy those. If you want to set up a Docker app, it should be pretty easy. I'll talk about the websites last because we're going to make some websites. Here you can create some provisioning packages that the users can use to make the websites. You can manually make databases and edit your databases right here. DNS, this is cool because you can actually tie into some popular DNS servers and then go ahead and change your name servers, create DNS zones, do all kinds of different DNS things right here. If you want to run an email server, well, you can create that here. I usually recommend not hosting your own email because of all the nonsense with spam online and stuff. It's difficult to get yours through the filter, but you do you. If you want to manually set up an FTP account that is tied to one of your websites, I recommend doing that when you're making your website, but you can manage those all right here. Then we have a couple different backups. Whenever you see V2, it's generally going to be a paid thing, but you can create backups right here. I like doing the backups through Hostinger, but this is another layer. If you just want to back up a certain website or whatever, you can do that. Then you have your incremental backups you can configure, and then we have a couple different SSL options. SSL V2, that's the paid option. It's a little fancier, but you can totally just manage all your SSL from right here. I haven't set up any websites yet, so it is what it is. Down here, we've got your SQL manager. Change port is just if you want to change the port here, if you're using a different port or something, or maybe you're using Portainer, who knows. PHP, we can edit our php.ini right here. Select the version. We're going to use 8.2 because 8.3 is broken for WordPress and a lot of other things. And then we can change all kinds of things. I'm going to go ahead and change something right now, upload file size, just in case I want to upload a big theme or something. Save our changes and restart PHP. There we go. Then we have our security. You can set up firewall. All right, let's set up a website by clicking on websites and then create website right here. Now I'm going to make a WordPress website because it's nice and easy. That's our provisioning package. If you set up some limitations or some provisioning packages, it'll show up here. And I'm logged in as me right now, but if I'm the admin, I can pick any of the different owners, if you want to assign it to one of your employees or friends or whatever. Domain name. You don't need to put your HTTPS right here. Just put your domain name and we can take care of all the rest of that later. I'm going to use Raise the World for fun. Why not? And then my PHP version, since I'm using WordPress, I want to use 8.2. And then I'm not going to do the SSL here because sometimes it doesn't work. So this will be fine right now. This should not be a premium feature, but whatever. This doesn't take very long at all. And once we're finished, we'll have a very basic HTML website. List your websites, and now you see we have created a new website right there. Before I go any farther, I want to manage my SSL. We can do it from inside here, but let's just scroll down, click on the regular SSL right here, manage SSL, select the website, and issue SSL certificates so we can have HTTPS. Now if this fails, that means your DNS is not working, so you need to make sure that this IP address is pointed to this domain. Alright, so now if we just go over to our website, we're going to see an empty page. There it is, just Cyberpanel. Now I can remove this, it's just an index. So do you want to see where that is? Let's take a look at FTP. We'll do that quickly. And we can click on FTP right here to create an FTP account. It'll ask which website do you want to associate it with. So we'll do that one. FTP name. And I want you to notice it puts the username underscore the FTP name. At first that got me because I was trying to put in just this and I was like, why can't I log in? So if you have a different user, it'll be that username underscore the username you put in right here. So just remember that. And I'm going to leave the path empty so it'll go directly to the home directory. Now this is interesting because it's different. This gives you direct FTP access just to this domain. This is not a root FTP. If you want that, you need to come over here to Hostinger and create an FTP account. This way it'll give you root access, but this is much more secure, and I would recommend you do this for each one of your domains so you don't have a root FTP. There we go. Now we've created the FTP. I'm going to come over here, put in my IP, admin Krimoth. There we go, and we'll just connect. And here we are. And there's that index.html that we just took a look at. And we just did that here in FileZilla. But you can use any FTP program you like. All right, now let's actually install something on that website. Go back to List Websites, Raise the World, click on Manage. And now on this page, this might look familiar to anyone who's used the popular different services that have cPanel or whatever. You have all kinds of different options here. You can manage all kinds of things from right inside here. You can add your SSL from inside here. You can create new domains like subdomains and whatever. We even have an online file manager. Right there's our stuff. So it's a full-on web panel, which is awesome. When you scroll down to the bottom, we have an application installer that'll let you install 4 different things. Let's just install WordPress. Now these are your WordPress credentials, so just go ahead and fill it out. And I'm going to install this in my root directory. If you want to have multiple WordPress installations installed into different directories, like, you know, yourdomain.com/WordPress 1, WordPress 2, whatever, you can do that. You can install multiple different ones in different domains, or different directories, I mean. So this won't take too long at all, and we didn't have to set up a database or anything. You can do it all the manual way if you want to by clicking on databases and doing all that, but this is very easy. All right, we're done. Now what we can do is simply just go to our website. So let's go back up here. I already have the website open. I'm going to refresh this because we've replaced this page with this page. This is a default installation of WordPress. Now, if you want to get into the admin area, just put /wp-admin. And then we can log in with our username and password. So there we go. Now we're logged in. So I'm going to change the appearance. Let's just have a little bit of fun here. Add some new themes. Now we're going to install this unholy theme right now. There we go. Activate it. And, you know, let's go ahead and jazz up one of these posts here. Yeah, how about this one? Let's just turn it into something. There we go. All right, let's see what we have created by going back to the main page right here. And yes, isn't this beautiful? Look how fast we made this. And I totally wrote this myself. I didn't have, this is actually very interesting. I should come back and read this later. So we've just created a WordPress website extremely quickly, and we did it all right here. If you want to make more websites, you can continue to add several different websites. This VPS hosting plan can handle several of those websites at the same time, depending upon the size of your website and what you're doing with it. But I was able to run stores and all kinds of other things with this. All right, so that's the quick overview on Cyberpanel. One more thing I'll mention before we leave here is up on the top, you do have your version management. And you can see here it says, oh, we can update this. Before I update my Cyberpanel, I always come back over to Hostinger, scroll down till you see backup and monitoring, click on snapshots and backup, and make a snapshot. So just come down here, you got your auto backup turned on, but we can click right here and create a snapshot. Let that finish before you do anything. That way you can click on restore to restore your backup if anything goes wrong. Always do this. Always, always, always. Next up, let's go back to Hostinger, scroll down to our OS panel, and then click on Operating Systems. And now let's try a different panel. So I'd say the easiest panel they have here that's also free is Cloudpanel. So we're going to switch over to Ubuntu 22.04 with Cloudpanel. It's going to destroy your current thing. So that Jim Varney fan page, it's going away. Sorry, everybody. If you want it, maybe we'll bring it back one of these days. It asks for your password just to make sure you're really, really serious. Confirm. And it's destroying. Let this finish and we'll be back. All right, there we go. We've got our quick start guide if you want to take a look and just, see what to do. It tells you exactly where to go and everything, but I'll show you how to do all that right now. You need to make sure that your domain is pointed at this IP address. We already did that in the last step while we were messing around, so it's going to be just fine, because one of the beautiful things about Hostinger is that when you go to your overview here, whenever you change your OS, it keeps you on the same IP. That's an amazing thing, in my opinion, because now I can try out all kinds of things and I don't have to run back to my DNS and continually update my IP address. All right, so if you click on panel access right here, if you go to your overview and then click on your panel access, we have our login URL. So let's click on that, hit advanced, just wait for a second and then accept the risk because it's using a self-signed certificate, and put in admin and that huge password I just generated. This is Cloudpanel. So we got our dashboard right here, shows what's going on, and then we have our sites. Then we have our admin area. I'll show you around a little bit. It's going to be a bit different when compared to cPanel. So you've got backups here as well, and you can configure those through Amazon or Wasabi or Dropbox, Google, whatever, all kinds of different things, DigitalOcean Spaces. But let's go ahead and just add a site. And we got all kinds of different options here. You can just classic HTML if you want to, but I'll do WordPress because I think that's something a lot of people use and a lot of people know. There we go. And it's created a site user, raised the world, which is fine. That's good. For your login to WordPress, this is also going to be your login to WordPress right here. I'd recommend not using admin for stuff because that's what hackers use when they're trying to log in. Save these passwords in case you need them. This is your SSH to log in. This will also be for other things, but yeah. And just wait. It'll create your WordPress website. Shouldn't take too long. And then we'll set up the SSH certificates. And the first thing I want to do is just go over here to SSL, TSL. And let's do actions. Do new Let's Encrypt certificate. And it's like telling us, hey, you got to have DNS pointed. Well, I just pointed DNS to our IP address, so let's go ahead and create and install. Now, usually it'll work with the proxy on, but I turned it off just because of, here and there the proxies, make it go crazy and be like, it's the wrong IP. So there we go. Check that out. Our certificate has been installed. Now we can just go to this website. Let's Encrypt is installed. Yes. And look at that. This is our blank WordPress page. Let's log in by putting a slash and going to WP-admin. WP-admin, that is. And I hope you copied your username and password. All right, we're in WordPress. Fun. All right, let's add a new theme here. And, I'm going to do something retro. See what we got here. Retro. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at this garbage. All right, we're going to activate this theme. Let's make a post. Why not? We'll just edit the first one here. There we go. We made us a WordPress website. Whew, this is easy on the eyes, huh? Oh God, I can almost read that, but I can't do that, so I'm not going to embarrass myself. Now, one thing that's really cool about using a system like this is that you can easily install multiple websites on the same server. So let's add another site, and I'll just do another. Let's do static HTML site, whatever. See what we get. Domain. There we go. Sounds good to me. This crazy password. All right. Create. See what a static HTML website looks like. But the point is now we have multiple websites all being managed here, and we're not messing around with anything. We're not doing any Nginx stuff. It's just working. Oh yeah, we didn't do any, that's fine. We didn't do any HTTPS, but that's fine. We already showed you how to do it. Hello world. So that's pretty cool. Now we can come over here and manage this. We can issue some certs. Well, certainly I'd like some certs. That was fast. We got cron jobs. We can add some cron jobs. This is cool. All right. If you want to edit any of your websites, just come over to File Manager. HTDocs is where it lives, and then there's your thing. Index. Let's edit this. There we go. I'll quickly just type this up. Let's save it here. All right. What have we created? Oh my. All right. Very easy. There we go. Does it work? Oh, that works. Yes. Amazing. I think we may have just made the best website in the world, and it's making my face green. This is a wondrous, joyous occasion. So there you see how easy it is to have multiple websites running on a VPS using their just pre-built templates. I wasn't expecting it to be as easy as it was, and I ended up, taking longer than I thought to make this video because I was trying to do things that I didn't need to do because Hostinger had everything already there for me. And so I would try to do stuff and I'd be like, there's a template right here and it works. It just works. So yeah, a lot of the stuff just works, but you can use whatever copy of Linux that you want. And I'll be honest, I was overwhelmed by what I should look at in this video because there's so many different options. So Hostinger, if you want to do like a whole bunch of different tutorials that are categorized, let's talk, because I think it would be a lot of fun. And also the snappiness of the server, the AMD Epyc, the NVMe, all that stuff. It was a good experience for me. So yeah, if you want to make more videos on this stuff, let me know, because I would like to play around with this some more. I had fun making those wonderful blast from the past websites. And we can do that all day long. So don't forget, when you're checking out, use coupon tag Syndicate, all capital, and you'll get 10% off. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. Let me know what other things you want to see. You know, there's a gazillion things we could cover right here. So let me know specifically what you want to see, and maybe we'll do some more videos in the future. But until then, head over there, grab yourself a server and let me know, start posting some of the stuff you're working on. Put it in the comments. I'm curious. See you next time.